Muslims. Our Imam doesn't need anybody else. And then we say, oh, Isa alayhi salam will pray behind the Imam. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, because Imam Mahdi is greater than the... I said, that's a problem. In principle, that's a problem. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, Isa will come not as a prophet. I said, then why is he coming back? And now you start asking questions, and you say, wait, that's true. How did we absorb this? Maybe it's not true. I'm not saying it's impossible. Isa may come back 100%. I'm not having an issue with that.
But what about the topic of Raja, the resurrection of some
but
of the...
if you're going to talk about Raja in the Quran is mentioned strategically for certain beings. The coming back of Isa, can you please explain to me what's his function? Yeah.
To kill the Antichrist?
Why Imam Mahdi can't do it? But go ahead.
For the reference, like in the Quran, it says like وَكُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ.
Right.
Like
Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut is correct. But how do you know when Isa was taken to the heavens, he didn't die?
but the thing is like
He can't die up there.
it was Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam who came to bring him and liberate him to
Yeah. Inni mutawaffika wa rafi'uka. Mutawaffika has many meanings. One is to death. One is to end the mission. The other, and then the rafi'uka means we raised you. Yes, it's highly probable that Isa alayhi salam was taken alive. But what rule does it say he has to come back on earth to die? If that's the rule, then we should all get on a spaceship because we'll never die. As long as we're not on earth, we can't die? No, you can die in the heavens. Isa is in the heavens, away from earth, he can die. Or he may have died at the end of his mission. Allahu Alam, we don't know. Quran doesn't say. Quran simply says, we are raising you and ending your mission. Raising, I believe, is strategic because Isa was a unique case in the Quran where Allah was testing the people. Can you consider him to be my son? Look, if you ever want to see a loaded scenario, Isa alayhi salam is the classic example. Be born without a father, speak in the cradle, bring the dead back to life, cure the leper, and even carve out of clay shapes of birds and give them life. No one's a better candidate to be called God than this guy. And then he dies and his body's taken up. Ooh, that's even better because I don't see a dead body. That's even better. He's definitely divine. You see? It's exactly what Christians say. And Allah is testing us. Can you believe in that? But I would ask Allah, why did you create this person like this? Why did you make Isa this way? Why did you give him no father? Why did you make him, okay, let's say he was born without a father. Why give him the ability to bring the dead back to life? Isn't this confusing me? That sometimes I may think he's a God? Allah says, I want you to know Tawheed better. That I can put through a human being life. Can you call him God? Then maybe Allah raising him was for that reason. Whether he's alive or dead is another question. But the question is, there's no rule that says he can't die up there. He says, وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْهِ يَوْمَ أُولِدْتُ وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ وَيَوْمَ أُبْعَثُ حَيًّا ذَلِكَ عِيسَى ابْنَ مَرْيَمَ قَوْلَ الْحَقِّ. Right? Allah says this. Isa alayhi salam definitely is going to die. Did he die? We don't know. Is he going to die? We don't know. But we have to ask basic questions that from Quran, why is Allah asking Isa on Judgment Day, أَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ, did you say to the people that you are my son? That to me is a redundant question if he's already come with Raja. I have asked this question to big scholars and I've yet to get an answer, but inshallah I'm searching. I said, if you can give me the dalil, solid proof of the coming of Isa, I'm ready to accept. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. I don't have an issue with it. But I'm afraid that it's in conformity with the Christian notion of the second coming of Christ. And maybe we've been duped into promoting that. I don't know.
What about the fact about Ahmad Didat? When he speaks about Isa alayhi salam,
Right.
he says that in the Quran, the verse says, when he's born, he comes and tells the people, so peace be on me the day I was born.
That's the verse I just recited.
Yeah.
وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْهِ يَوْمَ وُلِدْتُ.
Yeah. So he's not saying that he's dead right now. He's saying that he's going to die in the future.
Yeah.
In that verse,
But
right?
when did he say that? When he was born. Future is anytime after his birth. So how do you know it's going to be when he comes back?
Yes, I understand that. But I mean, when the verse speaks about Yahya, the prophet Yahya, it says, the day that I died.
Mhm.
When he says the same thing, right? But he says the day that I died, so that means he's dead.
Right. No, the day that I, what do you mean? No, even Yahya speaks about his future death. Yeah.
That's the analogy he
Yeah,
uses.
but I'm saying if you see that Isa alayhi salam, Didat's argument is Jesus never died on the cross. That's his argument. But I'm saying from a generic principle, I throw my hands in the air and I say, I don't know. But we do tend to say this with such firmness, like as if it is a codified principle of God that Isa alayhi salam is coming back. And I say it's possible, 100% possible. But the dalil of the Quran doesn't show that. Quran is more silent on that. And I'm wondering why. And I have problems with hadith. I have read so many hadith that contradict each other. I have a problem with it. You know, that when I read a hadith that contradicts the other, now you really have to dig deep into the hadith and sift out the good one from the bad one. Because the infiltration of the Umayyad, you know, into our hadith also has not been left alone. And we've been left to scratch our heads sometimes to wonder if this is true. So I just hope that over time, you know, it doesn't hurt our iman either way, Isa coming back or not. But I do believe it does hurt the aqidah from the perspective that a prophet is coming back. So if someone says, listen, Ahmad Qadiani, you know, the Ahmadis claim he's a prophet. Or Rashid Khalifa claims to be a prophet. Elijah Muhammad claims to be the prophet. We say, no, there are no more prophets after the prophet. They said, why? You believe in Isa coming back. So the principle of reincarnation of prophets is there, by your standards.
But I think we don't, I mean, to a certain extent, we don't believe the Prophet Isa alayhi salam ever died, right?
Yeah, but the question is, if he hasn't died, we use this argument for Khidr. So now the Prophet is still around us, and he's coming back. And what's the function of a prophet? Then I would argue that the Khatam al-Nabiyyin is useless, and Imamat is useless.
So that means you're saying Khidr is not a prophet?
I'm saying Khidr is a prophet, but whether he's alive or not is a question. If you tell me that the Holy Prophet left us, and there are no more prophets, but the Prophet whispers in my ear, but there's a few left around, you know, they'll come around after I leave.
So that means Khidr is not around, Isa is not around?
Yeah, I mean, what are they around for? You're killing the Imamat principle. Because now I'm saying I have prophets around, they're the Hujjah on earth. I don't need an Imam. Why do you need Imam Mahdi alayhi salam? I've got Khidr. Right? Doesn't make sense.
But what if they, to show the truth to the
Thank you, brother.
Christian people?
What truth? Isa alayhi salam comes here and tells us he's Isa. You think one single Christian who believes in Jesus, Son of God, is going to believe in him as the truth? What's the difference? Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is going to bring the dalil of Islam to their laps. You know how many Christians are becoming Muslims as we speak? You know what the growth of Islam is in the world? You want to know? 235% growth in 50 years from 1938 to 1988. 50 years. That's before 9/11. 235% growth of Islam. You know what the population grew? 136%. You know how much Christianity grew? 45%. How much? 45. That means Christianity is dying, Islam is growing, and they're becoming Muslims. So here, without the Imam, Christians are becoming Muslims. What do I need Isa for? And by the way, if that's the case, then Musa has to come back to convince the Jews.
But there's Khudr for that. Khudr is there as a hujjah for the Jews.
Really?
That's from the hadith.
So Khudr is there for the Jews. And what about Buddha, the Buddhists?
They have a final Buddha
We have
too.
to bring Buddha again now?
They have a final Buddha as well.
We got a final Buddha
And the
too?
Jews have
What about the
Sons of
Hindus?
Solomon as well.
The Hindus, there's a billion of them.
Yeah.
Hindus have cows. It doesn't matter.
They still
So why
believe in a
God is going to
savior.
throw them in the sea?
Every religion
On
believes in
Judgment Day, God says, listen, sorry, you're not like them. Bye. That's the fire.
They didn't
Adios.
have the same function as Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam.
What?
They didn't have the same function as Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam.
Where in the Quran does Allah say that a prophet is going to come back to establish the deen? Then you have to agree the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not Khatam al-Nabiyyin. ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين. لا, مو خاتم النبيين. Right? Because there's Khidr, there's Isa. Is there somebody else that I forgot?
But isn't it Raja?
Of course, Raja. Of course, Raja. And you know what? Let's go with Raja. Let's bring Imam Hussein again, Imam Ali, bring Yazid again, Muawiyah. Let's bring Adam again. We have recycling of all prophets.
We had a lecture on this actually, and the Sheikh said that all of the Imams, and at the end, Prophet
We'll all come back.
they will come back, and even Yazid will come back. So
I know. And then there'll be another Karbala, and this time Yazid will be beheaded.
He means judgment.
yeah, that's what.
Sister, this is Hindu mentality. This concept is Hindu. Hindus believe in reincarnation of such systems. Please, we are insulting Islam. We're insulting the Quran. Can you imagine? We have a vendetta. We have a vendetta with Yazid. We need to bring Yazid back. We need to decapitate him. We need to, and for what? Please explain to me for what? Yazid's dead. Bring him back so we beat him to a pulp? Oh, great. What do I need a day of judgment for? Well, let's beat him here, and then let's bring Adam back. So maybe Adam doesn't approach the tree. Oh, let's bring, who else? How about Pharaoh? Pharaoh should come back. With Musa, don't you think he should come back? No, seriously, sister.
Well, the way that it was explained was that, I mean, I'm not saying that I believed it, but the way that it was explained because Imam Hussein alayhi salam needs to take, you know, his...
Revenge.
That's my Imam Mahdi.
Well, that's why Imam Mahdi.
That's what Imam Mahdi.
We are so vengeful. The Shia, we have such a vendetta and a vengeance. We just can't bury the hatchet.
It's haq.
Yeah, but it's in Imam Mahdi's
Yawmul Haq is Yawmul Qiyamah, sister. You want to bring Haq? You want to bring Haq, sister?
Yeah, that's only Raja for not
You
for
want to
us.
bring Haq, sister? Bring every human being that died unjustly on this earth. And there are billions
so
of them.
where are they
They
getting
should
this
all come back, line up in front of Imam Mahdi and grieve, and then Imam gives them the judgment. You think, what are you talking about?
But where are they getting this information? They obviously
It's a
have hadith to support
concoction.
it.
I asked him, I want a dalil from the Quran.
Okay.
Ask them, I want dalil from Quran. You'll
Well,
see
what
most
about-
of these stories are hadith based. Yeah, if I was in the Umayyad's time, in the Abbasid time, oh, I'd have a field day cooking these kind of stories.
What about Prophet Isa? Isn't it because he didn't die and he was raised up to heaven that he
So when
was-
someone doesn't die, he can't die.
No, like so he comes back because
What rule says you have to come back?
So where do these come from? Where do these ideas come from?
That's why I'm saying to you that these ideas are concoctions added by the Bani Israelis to validate the second coming of Jesus.